Some crimes are solved by forensics. Others are solved by luck. But some, the very worst, become legends because they defy logic, defy motive, and leave behind only a silence so profound it still echoes a century later. The year was 1922. The place, Hinterkaifeck, a small Bavarian farm. 6 souls lived there, the Gruber family and their new maid. They lived in fear. They had lost the house key days earlier. They heard footsteps in the attic. The terrifying truth? The killer was already inside. This is the story of the Hinterkaifeck Murders, a case defined not by what was taken, but by the chilling certainty that the killer did not leave. The trouble began days before the night of March 31st. Farmer Gruber told his neighbors of footprints leading from the woods to the farmhouse door, footprints made in fresh snow, but none leading back. A day later, he found a newspaper he never purchased on his porch. He heard footsteps echoing above in the attic, but could find no one. The family, isolated by their fears, told no one else. On the day of the murders, the new maid, Maria Baumgartner, arrived. Her predecessor had run, convinced the house was cursed. Maria would not survive her first shift. The final act of horror occurred in the evening. The killer, hidden and patient, used a tool from the farm's own shed, a mattock, a small heavy pickaxe. The victims were led, one by one, into the barn. Perhaps lured by the sound of the cattle, 4 bodies fell first. The farmer, his wife, his daughter, and his granddaughter. All were brutally struck, their lives extinguished in the darkness of the hayloft. The killer moved inside. They murdered the new maid, Maria, in her bed. Then, the final, unforgivable act, the murder of 2-year-old Joseph, struck down while he slept in his cot. 6 souls erased. But the true horror was not the murders, but the aftermath. The killer did not flee. For the next 3 days, the farm remained active. Neighbors reported smoke rising from the chimney. The cattle were fed. Food was eaten in the kitchen. Someone was cooking, living, and sleeping only yards away from the 6 cold bodies. The killer spent 3 days in the chilling silence of Hinterkaifeck. Why? Perhaps they were savoring their handiwork. Perhaps they were settling a hideous score. Or perhaps they were simply proving that they could take a life and then steal it, wearing the guise of the living. On April 4th, neighbors finally investigated after the children missed school for days. They found all the doors locked. They found the bodies in the barn. The police arrived, bewildered by the total lack of evidence. The body of the child, Joseph, was the only one covered. All of the family's money remained untouched. The police questioned over 100 suspects, from the last maid's ex-lover to traveling workers. Every lead went cold. The farm was eventually demolished, its stones tossed into a ravine. But the questions endure. Who were the footprints for? Where did the key go? And who was the ghost who lived, breathed, and ate with the dead? This case is not solved. The chilling silence of Hinterkaifeck is the only answer we have left.